to Get Your Bell Rung Pro Wrestling Podcast. Guys, today we're talking about Go Home for the Elimination Chamber from SmackDown tonight. Joining me, WCW veteran, author of Looking Up the Lights, the one, the only Robbie Idol. Also with us tonight is the co-host of Wrestling Memories. Talking about none other than the Grizzle Vet. Gentlemen, how are you?
Good. How you guys doing?
Doing good. You know, man, SmackDown tonight, I tell you, it's the go home show. Elimination Chambers tomorrow. It left a lot to be desired, in my opinion, considering this was a go home show. The ending of SmackDown was great. Stupid. No, I disagree. I thought it was good. We'll get into that though. Robbie, overall, what did you think about tonight's show?
Wasn't bad. It wasn't bad.
Yeah. What about you, Robbie? Grizzle?
That's all right. I didn't have too much of an issue with it. Wasn't thrilled with the ending, but hey, it is what it is. You can't please everybody now, right?
Right? No, you absolutely can't. Absolutely cannot. Let's get into it. I'm sorry, guys. I'm trying to edit our content. Now, Grizzle, I need you to start it off. I was 5 minutes late with it. I was able to watch the rest of the show, but I understand it opened up with
Jey Uso being loaded into an ambulance.
Yeah.
And chaos and everybody, security. Oh, what happened? What happened? And Jacob Fatu yelling at Nick Aldis that he needs to find out what happened. Trick Williams made the comment that 1 down, 4 to go. So he made that comment. And then we went to the ring. That was pretty much the first 5 minutes.
Cool. Yeah, that's where I came in. I came in right as we were going to match number 1, Alco Howdy versus Solo.
Oh, you missed a bunch then. Never mind.
Oh, yeah. Go ahead. So keep on.
You missed a bunch then. Okay. No, we go to the ring and Drew McIntyre is up in the suite again. Once again, talking about how he has to buy a suite to attend his own show. He does what he wants. Nick Aldis is out. Here comes Cody Rhodes.
Yes, actually, I lied. I seen that.
Okay.
Yeah, forgive me, guys. To those who are watching, man. I've been up all night. I had problems with my back, couldn't sleep, so I'm a little goofy tonight. But we'll power through this, man. Yeah. We shift to the ring, as you said. Drew McIntyre walks through the crowd, denies attacking Jey, and plays the victim. Aldis tells Drew the locker room wants him torn apart. Cody confronts him, but Drew backs off. Enters Randy Orton. He wants Drew at WrestleMania, and then I love Trick Williams tonight, man. Enter Trick. He says he's the hottest thing in the business. And then Javon Evans, man, Javon too. He was good shit tonight. I laughed my ass off when he gave that little smack on the back of the head of Trick Williams. And then LA Knight came out, and man, I think LA Knight got the biggest fucking pop out of all of those guys. And Trick kind of runs his mouth to LA Knight, then LA Knight basically puts Trick down. Then Randy RKO's Evans. I don't know if you guys seen this. I guess in the wrestling news, people have been reporting on it. I guess Randy Orton has taken a liking to Javon Evans. He's been kind of coaching Javon Evans. He told Javon Evans, look, man, you are great. I think you're going to be a massive star. But he told him, stop doing some of the things you're doing all the time. Don't want to see you, basically saying, I don't want to see you get hurt. So Randy Orton, taking a little bit of a liking to Evans. And rightfully so. I think Evans also. I think we all agree Evans is going to be a big star. Guys, let's start with you, Robbie. Let's go with Jey Uso being loaded into the ambulance. One of the things I wondered right away was, did they have to write this into a storyline? Because did you guys hear anything? Has Jey Uso legit been injured?
I have not heard anything.
Yeah, Grizzle?
I haven't heard anything either, so I don't know if this was just already planned to be a spot and it just went to Jey instead of whoever else is going to be taken out to make up for, to do whatever it might have been. This could have been just a storyline thing that was going to happen no matter what. And they figured since Jay wasn't supposed to be in the match in the first place, that we'll just take him out.
Fair
Could
enough.
have been Javon who was supposed to go out. Who knows?
Yeah. Robbie, back to you, though, man. What you think about this entire opening segment?
You know what? It really wasn't that bad.
Right.
I actually liked it. Seeing Uso go, that I'm like, okay, there's one guy we won't have to worry about winning Elimination Chamber. Too bad Cody wasn't going in the ambulance with them too. But the whole, even with all the guys out there and everything, it was a good segment. It actually, it didn't go too long. It was good. It actually served its purpose for tomorrow and everything. It was good.
Yeah. What about you, Grizzle?
It wasn't a promo. Well, technically, it wasn't a promo to start. So I didn't mind opening up and you start with a little bit of chaos in the back, a little something going on, other than opening up and here comes somebody to talk for 10 minutes. So
right.
It got my attention. I'm like, oh, who's in the ambulance? Oh shit, it's Jay. Okay. Oh fuck, what are we gonna do?
Yeah.
I had a different thought of how they were gonna handle the situation, but didn't quite go what I thought. It kind of looked like they were gonna go with Drew was going to end up defending his title in the Elimination Chamber, but they obviously aren't going that. But we'll talk about that.
Yeah. Next, match number 1. Now we're at Uncle Howdy versus Solo Sikoa. Look, guys, the match. I mean, very two talented individuals in that match. I was invested in it. Couldn't get into it. I think that this whole feud for myself. It started off, I was into it, and they've just allowed it to cool off. I think that with Uncle Howdy and Wyatt Six not being on SmackDown the majority of the time, I just cooled off on it. We do get a winner, Uncle Howdy. Post-match, though, after the match, Uncle Howdy went and grabbed his lantern, and then My Family Tree, MFT, attacked him, stole the lantern again, and walked away with it. Grizzle, your thoughts on the match and the post-match?
The match wasn't what I was hoping for. I kind of agree with you. Without them being there in the arena to do the further whatever, it just kind of seemed like he just showed up to do business and that was it. But still, I mean, it was an okay match. It just wasn't what it could have been. Did not like the after because I'm like, okay, he's got the lantern back. Okay, we're good to go. Nope. I mean, he had the lantern for like 10 seconds and then just got taken out and they took the lantern back. I'm like, oh, crap. So they're going to continue this on. Somehow it's going to be more of a match. I don't know. I'm hoping they don't drag it out like WrestleMania wise, but because that'd be like a month and a half. But
the
story will continue.
That's where I see this going, especially since the Wyatt Six seems to not be featured on SmackDown all the time. So that's how they're going to push it. But Robbie?
Match wasn't bad. I kind of agreed with that. You could have got a little more, expected a little more. You figure once you knew Howdy won and he was that, you knew MFTs were going to get the lantern back. But you guys saying, so there's where they'll drag it out till Mania and put titles up again against them and have, the two against the Wyatt Six.
Right. Yep. We go backstage. Paul Heyman talking to Nick Aldis, suggesting that Logan Paul replaces Jay in the chamber. This is a little funny. I love Logan Paul. I think he's such a great performer. I really do. Nick Aldis is like, I got to make a call. No, we'll find out. Robbie, did you like the way they did this, or do you think this could have been done much differently and in a much shorter fashion that we didn't need 5 minutes backstage?
Probably could have did it a little different, but I mean, it did what it needed to do. And you had to kind of laugh, like with having Nick Aldis say, well, let me make a call.
Right.
You're the GM. You don't need to make a call.
Right. What about you, Grizzle?
It served its purpose. I had no issue. But then again, I never have an issue when Paul Heyman's on the screen and he gets to talk. So,
it
furthered it. It didn't drag anything down. It wasn't repetitive. It wasn't something we'd seen before. So, and they're still trying to do something with the Vision, which is now down to 2. But I mean, they're trying. God love them.
Yeah. Now, as Nick Aldis is shown making his call, Jacob Fatu shows up and he also wants in. He said, I've been going after, Drew, Cody. I want in this chamber match. And Nick Aldis basically gives him the same answer. Cool. I'll make a call. Next, we go to match number 2. This is a match that Tiffany Stratton versus Kairi Sane. Now, originally it was supposed to be Asuka. And Asuka grabs the microphone and says she's too smart, that she is resting for Elimination Chamber tomorrow. So instead, that they're going to get Kairi Sane against Tiffany Stratton. The match was fine. But again, man, there's just something about Kairi Sane and Asuka. I'm just not fans. I'm not saying they're not good in the ring. They are. I'm just not fans. I don't care what's happening with them. I really don't. Grizzle.
I think they're going with something. We're going to see an Asuka and Kairi Sane split because Asuka is basically abusing her. I'm too smart. You're going to wrestle her instead. I think this is kind of a continuation of that to just kind of fuel that one.
Right.
I don't see the Kabuki Warriors going much longer. Right. And, due to other incidents that happened in the show, I can see where things could change a little bit, but I mean, match-wise was good. There was
now the best part, real quick, the best part of this whole segment was Chelsea Green being rolled down the aisle by Alba Fire. She does color and commentary during this match. I laughed my ass off when Joe asked her, where's your analyst of this match? What are your thoughts? And she's like, Joe, I don't have thoughts. That was kind of funny. Ultimately, it was Chelsea Green and Tiffany Stratton get into it face to face. Accidentally hits Chelsea Green, and that's how Tiffany is able to pull off the win. She throws Kairi Sane back into the ring, and she does the prettiest moonsault ever for the win. Again, Chelsea Green added a lot to this match. Grizzly, I'm not sure what's going on with you, but you're really blurry. I'm sorry, you. Let me track you guys down. You guys can hear me?
No. I can hear you, but not good.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the fuck's going on with my internet. Something just happened. You guys make glitch real quick. Can you guys drop and come right back? Actually, what?
All right, what are we doing?
Yeah, I'm afraid if I drop that, the whole thing's going to cancel. I'm not sure.
Okay, you're back now.
All right. Yeah, you guys are coming back. Okay. I'm not sure what the hell happened. It's like there was a glitch and then things kind of went a little goofy.
Yeah, that was kind of odd.
Yeah.
You're a little fuzzy on my screen, and so is Robbie.
Okay. So everybody's back to normal now.
Yeah, you guys are normal with me. Robbie, I was asking you, did Chelsea add to this to make it more enjoyable for you?
Yeah, I mean, the match wasn't bad. The sick bump where she pushed Kairi off the top, where Tiff pushed her off into Alba's arms and stuff. That was kind of, I'm thinking, wow, when she pushed her, I didn't realize Alba was down there. And I'm thinking, man, that's not going to be that's going to be a nasty bump there. And then saw Alba catch her and stuff. So it was like, okay, cool. Yeah, I agree with that you think there's got to be something set up between Asuka and Kairi that they're going to split them up. The match wasn't bad. And you can tell because I had read something on social media, so you can see Tiffy starting to like lean out, and you hope she's not gonna like, you know, get hurt. As I heard, she's getting ready for a bodybuilding contest.
Huh.
So
Okay.
you can see that she's starting to lean out a little bit, you know, and I was like, wow, so you can see it. But you hope, you know, like especially tomorrow in Elimination Chamber and stuff, that, you know, you starting to drop a little bit of weight and stuff, depending on how she's training for that she doesn't get hurt again.
What surprises me is you said that she's getting ready for a bodybuilding contest and she's dropped a lot of weight, but it doesn't look like she's gained a whole lot of muscle. It's just like she's just thinned out. So
yeah. So I'm wondering like what, because it's, you know, like they have bodybuilding, they have physique, and they have bikini. So I'm not sure which one, but they just, when I saw something on social media, it just said bodybuilding contest. So, you know, whoever is writing, they don't know that there's 3 different categories.
Right. So, right. Grizzle, your thoughts on Chelsea Green?
I enjoy Chelsea Green. I think Chelsea Green is great. Anytime she gets to be in there, it's always fun. And they're keeping her in the spotlight, even though, you know, she's, well, if she is injured. Never has been a confirmation. Supposedly she's got the ankle injury, but they're playing a storyline that she doesn't, that nobody's seen proof. So I don't know. Match was decent. Spot that I didn't get, and I couldn't figure out what the hell happened. It was that suplex DDT thing off the apron onto the floor, where they looked like they just kind of did a belly flop and someone could have like broke their fucking neck. And then when they went back into the ring, they did a move and it looked off, like it missed Tiffany by a mile, but she still sold it.
Yeah.
So I didn't know if maybe she kind of got her bell rung for a second or the wind taken out of her or what. But when they rolled back in the ring, they did the spot off the top and it looked like Kyrie missed her by a mile, but she still sold it.
Sold it. Yeah. Yeah, it happens, I guess. I skipped a couple of things. I'm going to go back to it. We had a video of the women's tag division basically getting ready for the tag team match tonight that we had. We'll get to that. Backstage with Io and Rhea. They're talking about their match tonight and the Chamber tomorrow night. Jay Cargill comes in and tells Rhea, man, I hope you don't get hurt tonight. You know, be in Elimination Chamber tomorrow. Jay Cargill made a lot of appearances tonight, matter of fact. Anything you guys want to add to that?
Yeah, it was kind of a
problem. It was basically a filler is all it was.
Yeah. The thing I didn't realize is how much taller she was than Rhea.
Who, Jay?
Yeah.
You sure she didn't have lifts on?
That's what I was wondering. I wonder if she had like high heels or whatever. But if she didn't have high heels on, she was like a good foot ahead of, you know, taller than Rhea.
Right. Now we talked about Tiffany Stratton versus Asuka. Before that match, actually, we had a video of Damian Priest. They are promoting. Basically, it was just them promoting the NXT Stand and Deliver. That's happening. Next, guys, we go backstage with the Vision and Nick Aldis again. Aldis says that, Logan, you know, you're going to have an opportunity to be in the Elimination Chamber. And right away, Paul Heyman's like, whoa, what does that mean? And Nick Aldis says, well, Logan, you're going to have to beat Fatu to get that spot. And at first, everyone's like, no. But Logan's like, well, hold on, wait up. You know, he seems like, okay, he's fine with it. And again, we'll get to that. Next, we go to Miz versus Obafemi. Before the match, Miz grabs a mic and he tries to talk his way out of it. Obafemi takes the mic from him and tells Miz to get your own damn mic. Miz says that he's Obafemi's Undertaker. That He wants to help Obafemi. Obafemi doesn't have any of it. We have a brief match. Oba wins. Fall from grace finish. Grizzle, your thoughts on that match?
At least the Miz is a step up as from like Kit Wilson, but we just seem to be going with the Obafemi's going to crush everybody. Don't know if he's on Raw. I don't know if he's on SmackDown. I don't know if it's quite the right booking for him, though. I mean, especially going into Mania, you want to get him more set into something. So right. I don't quite know where they're going. I know now we have the Brock Lesnar Open Challenge. That's an opportunity for him to possibly, do the thing. And maybe that's why they're keeping him. Excuse me. Right. Keeping him from from a specific brand. I don't know.
Robbie, I'm going to go here with you.
Okay.
we talked about Oba squashing a team that was once tag team champions. This basically was a squash match. Miz was one time world champion. Matter of fact, Miz has held all the belts in WWE. Was this the right call for him to squash the Miz like this?
It's payday. I mean, he's, maybe it's just him working with a younger talent. He's on his way out. And maybe he just said, "Hey, I'll work with him." Who knows what the backstage stuff. And he's been there. He's probably going to be gone here soon. I would say in the next year or two. I mean, that's my.
I don't think Miz, the person, Mike, has a problem with it. I think that's what he's doing. He's working with the younger talent. I think that's what he wants to do. I'm talking strictly character, right? Kayfabe wise, Miz is a former champion.
No,
is that the right thing to do?
No, if you're going kayfabe wise, no, then no.
Right.
But you look again, we go back to creative. Look what they did with the War Raiders. Right. As a tag team, like we talked. If you did it with one of them, okay, fine. But you did it with both of them. So, they're just trying to make over this monster guy.
Grizzle, do you agree with Robbie?
No, I know I defended and said, that I had no issue with the War Raiders, getting destroyed. But, maybe looking back on it, okay, both of them might have been a little much. Crushing Miz, though, Miz is obviously smaller than Oba. It's not like he went out and, slaughtered Randy Orton. So Miz is a guy you could do a squash with.
Grizzle, come out for a second, though. You say that, but let me remind you, yes. Miz, without WrestleMania, he beat The Rock.
I know.
But he also beat
John Cena.
But he also said kayfabe wise. Kayfabe wise, it wasn't the right thing. But if you're not talking kayfabe, yes, it was. It's the right thing.
But I'm talking
even the kayfabe character wise, I don't have an issue with him doing it to the Miz because Miz is a smaller opponent, a little more believable that a guy Oba size could go through him, and it gives Oba enough of a. Dude, you just went through a two-time because he's a two-time Grand Slam champion. Right. He went through a two-time Grand Slam champion.
Well, but let me ask you this then, okay. Mike, Grizzle. Again, The Miz has beaten Stone Cold, The Rock, WrestleMania. He then beat John Cena, WrestleMania, won his title, actually. So you're basically saying that if Oba could go through Miz like that, then he should be able to go through those three guys then. No problem.
I'm not saying that, no.
Well, make that make sense to me.
I'm not saying that.
If you can beat a guy that's beating these guys that quickly, shouldn't he be able to beat those other guys that quickly?
No, not saying that. Not what I'm saying in the least. I'm saying that beating a guy like Miz is going to give him some more credibility. And Miz is the size where, okay, a guy like Oba should be able to handle a guy like Miz differently. Randy Orton is a bigger guy. To go through Randy Orton like that might not quite be as believable. Miz has the build and the size compared to Oba where it would make sense. You can kind of, okay, yeah, I can see that. And then you kind of go, wow, this guy's pretty goddamn cool. Am I saying he's going to beat Rock? No. So, no, that's not what I'm saying.
But this is the thing, Robbie, I'm going to you about this. And by the way,
Lord,
just to let, you know, for future reference, anytime these type of questions arise, I am talking about kayfabe storyline, character-wise. Obviously, like I said, I'm sure the War Raiders, the real guy, the guys, the actual person, they didn't have a problem with it. You know, they're getting fucking paid. Mike, he's getting paid. I'm talking strictly storyline here, kayfabe-wise. Robbie, again, make sense to me. I don't understand people like Grizzle, no offense, and other fans who think that way, that, well, it's okay to squash this guy, but the guy you just squashed is also the same guy who's going and beating all of these guys before, which means if you can squash this guy who's beating these other guys, then those other guys should get squashed too if they faced him.
Right. I mean, I agree with you. If you were going to beat The Miz, you know, like that, he should at least put up a little bit more of a fight.
Right.
You know, on the kayfabe wise, right. It would have been, you know, him put up a little bit more of a fight instead of getting squashed. Because, right. Yeah, beating Cena, beating Stone Cold, beating The Rock, yes, because, you know, you're going the kayfabe wise, then yes, he should be able to almost, but yes, there's a size difference and everything. But then if you're going to put him in there, I guess, you know, those guys are, yeah, they're big because all three of them are bigger than Miz. So
would experience kick in at some point? You're talking about you beat The Miz. He may be smaller, but goddamn, he has experience.
Yes, you would think. That's what you would think. That's why I'm saying is there. You would think they would have draw it out a little bit more. You know, give him a little bit of offense. I mean, he really didn't get any offense. You know, right. So
now to Grizzle's defense, because I agree with Grizzle about something. If they would have given Miz all of this offense against Abba Fibby, that look silly as fuck. I'm not gonna lie, it would have. It's kind of a no-win situation if you really think about it. If you would have had this offense against Oba, now you're not really building Oba because it's The Miz. He is smaller and it will look silly. But at the same time, The Miz has all this experience. He's beaten all of these headliners before, these big guys himself. This is why, guys, I go back to feed him your lower talent completely. And again, I'm talking kayfabe-wise. I get it. Mike, you know, the man, he's all about helping younger talent get them over. We're talking strictly kayfabe. Grizzle, let you close the comment section.
I've already closed my. Okay. I mean, if you want to go that route of wouldn't it be believable? Okay, back in 1993, this little skinny 120-pound guy named the Kamikaze Kid beat Razor Ramon. So does that mean he can beat everybody that Razor Ramon did? Fuck no. And we know that the 1-2-3 Kid.
You should be able to, though.
By your logic, you would never have that surprise victory or the victory.
I'm using logic as if it's an authentic combat sport. If you're able to beat one guy, then you should be able to at least go toe-to-toe, if not beat the other guys that this person has beaten.
If you're using logic, then when a 600-pound Samoan Japanese Grand Slam Yokozuna champion drops on you and on your sternum, then you should be getting peeled off the mat and sent to the morgue because you died. You can't use logic. Logic? What the fuck?
Dude, when it comes to I told you, I take my professional wrestling. I like it. You know, my brain work. Look, I don't tell you how to fucking eat your goddamn apple pie. Leave my fucking apple pie alone.
I'm gonna quote Robbie. This is wrestling. Nothing's logical.
Right.
Look, I'm just trying.
I'm sure Robbie beat a few people back in the 90s where people went, holy shit. Why? Because that's how it was booked.
Yeah, I'm just trying to look, guys. I'm just trying to draw views by being a little extra, okay? Next, guys, we go backstage. Weird. We're backstage so much. WWE. Carmelo Hayes, and Dragunov. I'm confused about this. I am. I don't know what they're doing with Dragunov. I really don't. Dragunov's like, look, man, I don't deserve a shot. I'm not doing that great. Even Wade Barrett said this, I agreed with him. Dude, homie, it's an open challenge. It doesn't matter if you deserve it or not. You answer the open challenge, you go for it. You were the title holder once before. Let's get it done. I don't know what they're doing with this character. I really, really don't. Grizzle, I'm a little confused about it. Are they wanting us to feel sorry for him, to be apathetic towards him? Are we about to have him turn heel? I mean, what's going on here?
I don't know what's going on. I don't think they really know what they're doing with Ilya right now. And so, yeah, but the whole now he doesn't deserve, but like they said, it's an open challenge. Anybody deserves, the open challenge. Come on, Brock Lesnar issued an open challenge at WrestleMania.
Right.
Zach Gowen could come out and answer the open challenge.
That'd be awesome.
An open challenge.
Anybody. That'd be so awesome.
Anybody could, hey, AEW, Orange Cassidy could jump. We could hear, you could hear Dane by Starship come out. Here comes Orange Cassidy and answer the open challenge. It's an open challenge.
Yeah. Right. No,
it allows anybody to have a shot.
Right. But hold on. I'm saying, going back to Brock Lesnar, we did have someone answer it. Vinny answered it. Now, I don't know exactly who said what to him because of an open challenge. And I sent you guys his post. He went off on some people. I don't know. Go back to our chat room that we have. You
mean Big Vito?
Yeah, Vito. I mean,
okay, you said Vinny. I'm like,
yeah, sorry, Vito. Sorry, Big Vito. I told you I'm without sleep. Vito answered Brock Lesnar.
Tell your wife to leave you alone at night. Shit.
Vito answered Brock Lesnar's challenge, and then somebody said something to him because he lost his mind to somebody. Not sure who exactly. But I think that would have been awesome. I think if WWE would be like, you know what? This is going not where we planned, but fuck. The way Brock Lesnar, we had creative write him the script to open this open challenge. Says anybody. Well, Vito answered it. I think that would have been awesome. The problem is I don't know if the fans would have thought that would have been awesome or not. The rest of the fans with that. My point is this. When it comes to these open challenges, should it be written for these guys to make it known that it's specifically WWE only? You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of times it even open so we get these surprises. Someone from outside of WWE. It's happened before. So they brought someone in for a one-nighter type of a deal. I don't know. What do you think about that, Grizzle?
Should they let him know it's WWE only? I think it's kind of obvious. I mean, we're not talking Tony Khan here opening up open challenges to all the indie scene.
Look, man, I'm just trying to start a conversation here, okay?
Okay. We just finished 3 hours of SmackDown. How much conversation do we need?
Yeah, I prefer to have silly conversation than talk about But anyway, going back to Dragunov, man. I'm a little confused about what they're doing with him, Robbie.
Yeah, I have no idea what they're doing with him. And to go back, and I got to kind of agree with that on this one with the open challenge. Yeah, AEW, okay, it's there could be somebody from the indies, but WWE, it's kind of close to that in the WWE or NXT. So, who's going to step up for the open challenge? Your favorite, your boy that's the new champion down there in NXT, Joe Henry.
No.
I would flip if I hear that music at WrestleMania.
As long as Brock Lesnar completely kills him, like ends his career. Kayfabe wise, I'm talking about, not in real life.
I'm sorry. For me, this whole thing with Lesnar now, it's just pointing to set it up for Obafemi where they don't have to have a storyline. Yes. They can just put him in a match and they don't have to create a storyline.
I think this is, look, if Obafemi, is this where they go to? And Obafemi beats Lesnar at WrestleMania, that's literally Lesnar passing him that torch of being that big guy, then I'm going to start to believe that those rumors, and right now they're just rumors, might be true, that they're setting up Brock Lesnar against Gunther at SummerSlam for Brock Lesnar's retirement match.
The career killer.
I
want to see Gunther and Lesnar
about the
before
open challenge.
Lesnar
I know
retires.
the AEW. I'm just being silly in the conversation.
I know.
Talking to Robbie. But go ahead, Robbie. You done?
Yeah, but yeah, I don't. It's crazy what they're doing. I mean,
Right.
with dragging off, you just wonder, do they know where they're going with it?
Right. Next, guys. I did not like this match at all because I'm not a fan. The open challenge match for the U.S. title: Carmelo Hayes versus a Zack Ryder or Matt
Matt
Cardona.
Cardona, God,
Whatever. He's the same goddamn person in WWE. If I would have got it in the Matt Cardona that we see in the indie scene, then I would have been into this match. But we didn't. We got Zack Ryder. Carmelo Hayes wins with the first 48. Robbie?
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you. It's Zack Ryder, only they let him use his name Matt Cardona, but they're doing the same thing. Yeah, I hadn't, as soon as I saw who it was, I was like, why? Because you knew what was going to happen, and you knew it. It was an okay match, but
That's the thing, Robbie. If this would have been just a regular match, a regular scheduled match, right? Matt Cardona versus Carmelo Hayes, maybe I would have been so critical of it. But when it comes to these open challenges, I want you at least wonder, man, is this going to be the night that they're going to have Carmelo Hayes drop the title? Because they've been surprising us with this U.S. title open challenge with those things happening. You knew goddamn well that they weren't giving Matt Cardona the title. And I'm not saying that he's undeserving of it, because I think that, believe it or not, I think he'd be a fine U.S. title holder. I really would. Especially they gave us the Matt Cardona that we seen on the indies after he left, right?
Yes.
I'm not against him. He's a fine talent. The problem is they're booking him like he's Zack Ryder, so we knew that there was no suspense in this match whatsoever. Grizzle?
Here we go. Let me explain this shit. Okay. Oh, Lord. Okay. One, it's called an open challenge. Anybody can answer an open challenge.
Now,
So Matt
not
Cardona-
anybody, only WWE.
Okay, anybody in WWE can answer an open challenge. So Matt Cardona answering an open challenge is well and legit within rhyme and reason for an open challenge. As far as the match goes, this is probably one of my favorite matches of the night. I enjoyed the match. I thought they both put on a good match. Now, the whole, you knew Cardona wasn't going to win. No way was it. Okay, a few weeks back, maybe a month or so, a couple months back, we had a match. Ilya Dragunov, he's the champion. He issues an open challenge. Carmelo Hayes came out. We were on this show that same night going, oh, holy shit, I can't believe Carmelo Hayes beat him. Because we were like, oh, Carmelo Hayes ain't going to beat Ilya Dragunov.
No. Let me correct you. Let me correct you. It was holy shit, we can't believe he beat him, but it was never ever, and I can't speak for Robbie, but I'm pretty sure Robbie's on the same page. It was never ever, we don't think that Carmelo Hayes could beat him. It was because of the way WWE books, we didn't think that would happen. We were more surprised that they wrote it in for Dragunov to drop the title to Carmelo Hayes versus Carmelo Hayes actually winning, because I think both Robbie and I thought that that Dragunov was the guy that was going to keep that title for a long time.
Okay.
There's no way, shape, or form that they're giving this to Zack Ryder.
I disagree with that, because we've seen Zack Ryder, or excuse me, Matt Cardona. God damn it. You're getting me to say it now, too. We've seen Matt Cardona get that surprise victory. You go, oh, shit. That's kind of what Matt Cardona's entire career has been in WWE, is the, oh, shit. What a shock. I could have seen it. I thought it was a good match. There was a couple times that it looked like, okay, maybe. Didn't it happen? No. Did I expect it to happen? No, because they're going to go back to Carmelo and Ilya. So we're going to have that rematch first. But, to say that, if this is no, it's an open challenge, so Matt Cardona can answer it. We've seen the holy shit. We've seen the how did that happen? Why did they go that route? We've all seen that before. So there was a very likely chance that Matt Cardona has anybody else that could have been booked to win that title.
You know, you said all of that to basically say, yeah, you knew he wasn't winning. But let me a couple of things that you said.
Well,
Number
of course,
one,
the way it's
number
going
one,
now, because we know we're going brilliant. But
so let me say this. Was it a good match? Oh, absolutely. Again, Matt Cardona could go in the ring. I don't think me nor Robbie think that I would never say he's a bad wrestler because on his worst day, he's better than me. So I wouldn't go there. I just prefer what he does on the indie scene. I don't think WWE, for whatever reason, likes Matt Cardona. I will go out and say that I think the only reason he's back is because of his wife, to be honest with you. I really do. And I think it's a shame because I think he is a damn good talent. He really is. I love watching his matches outside of WWE. The problem with him in WWE is they never give him a win. And yeah, I know, as Bob Cook says, well, it doesn't matter because he's collected a check. But you know what? For fucking fans, it does matter. It does.
I'm not saying it doesn't matter because he's collecting a check. I don't believe in that shit. But right. I will say, Matt Cardona was given an opportunity to come back after 5 years to go back to basically a global company. Fuck yeah, he's gonna take it, regardless if it's because of his wife or not. He ain't dumb.
Well,
it's a chance to be seen by a lot more people than he was in the indie scene.
I agree, but my point is that I think for myself, I wish they booked him better. I think that he should be.
I wish they booked him better too.
I think he should be a top. Look, if they don't want to say main event, maybe not. I don't know, but at least a top mid-carder, right? Because he is so goddamn talented. And again, I don't like the Zack Ryder character. I like the Matt Cardona because that's not a character that's really him. That's how talented he is. But he has to play down his talent for WWE because, of course, WWE denies their talent when it comes to that. Robbie?
Yeah, and I agree. I think he went back 2 reasons because of the payday, and he probably, like regular work. But yeah, Chelsea and having Chelsea there. So I think there were the 2 reasons he went back. But yeah, I liked his stuff on the indies. If you let him do some of that, it'd be better. I mean, yeah, I just don't like the way they book him.
I think, look, if you go and watch his stuff, which I'm sure we all have, that he's going to the indies, this man puts asses in seats. He's proven that. He sells tickets. Why WWE doesn't want to give him the opportunity with the company, I don't get it. And I never will. Never will. I've always hated the Zack Ryder character. Always. That doesn't mean I hated seeing him in a ring because he's so good. I hated seeing him take a loss all the time. That's fucking frustrating when you know someone's that good. But yeah, I wish that they would really give him at least one more push before he's done, with his career. Because again, he's proven that he puts ass in seats. Grizzle?
I would hope they do, and I think they still can. I don't see why they can't give him a shot. World title, no, probably not like you said, but United States or Intercontinental, no problem. I don't get I can get how you don't like the Zack Ryder character because of the gimmick thing, but you have to admire the drive because they basically went, we can't do shit with you. He created the Long Island IC, did all the YouTube. He built that fucking character and made money off of that character.
No argument. No
then
argument.
When they released him, he went, okay, I don't need to be Zack Ryder. Now I'm going to be Mark Cardona, Indie God, and he built that character. So we've seen him do it before, and I don't see why he couldn't do it again.
So
in WWE.
No argument. He took what I think is a shit character and made the best out of it, and he made it where fans loved him. I just don't like that type of a character, right? For myself, I'm not saying other people shouldn't.
That's why I said you don't like the Zack Ryder character.
But I won't take away how talented that. To me, that proves how talented he is. The fact that he could take a character like that and do something with it, Robbie.
Right. No, I totally agree. And he showed, that he, you release him, you go, and all of a sudden now you're a big star on the indies and everything, and you worked your way back to WWE, but again, the way they book him, they're booking him just like he was Zack Ryder again.
Yep.
He's talented. You're just not letting him go,
Right. We go backstage. This is where you'll talk about good talents and me scratching my head. This is exactly. We go backstage with the whole crate thing. We see R-Truth and basically most of the tag division for the men, in the men. And all it is basically is an advertisement for ESPN and for tomorrow night's show. And it's silly. But let's see who's in there. Oh, I don't know. We see Ray Phoenix in there. Once again, we see Johnny Gargano with the stupid shit that they have him doing right now. Ray Phoenix, Johnny Gargano, two extremely talented superstars. And to me, this is the kiss of death. When WWE starts putting you into silly backstage shit like this, more times than not, you're now basically viewed as the guy that would carry the 24/7 belt. That's exactly the way I view it. I think that this is a massive sign about what they think about Ray Phoenix and what they're planning on doing with him, which is zero. And now that they split up, I don't think they split up, but since Ciampa left, we see them doing this stupid shit with Johnny Gargano. Robbie, man, do you understand what I'm talking about, or you think I'm dead wrong?
No, I see what you're talking about. And you really, I guess that part that your promo was, or whatever you want to call it, that segment was just to promote tomorrow. But it was useless, truthfully. It was just useless. But yeah, there you see, other than to promote the show, it didn't have a point.
Well, no, and the fact of this is how they decided they were going to use Ray Phoenix tonight.
Yeah.
This is
it. And do that stupid gimmick with Johnny.
Yeah, Grizzle.
It was pointless, like you said. It was an ESPN thing. I've already said that Ray is lost in the shuffle with the other Ray and Dragon Lee and whoever else. He's just another mask guy. He got lost in that shuffle. Penta's gonna get lost in that shuffle too if he ain't careful, or they keep going where he's going. It's an unfortunate thing.
But you just said something, Grizzle. You said if he's not careful. Tell me what possibly can these guys do to not get lost in the shuffle? They're talented. To me, they do what they do in the ring. They do it very well. It's almost kind of out of their hands, isn't it?
Not necessarily. I think like Penta might have a little bit more kind of say in his character because that's his character. So I think he might have a little bit of a say in it. So Ray Phoenix, I think they signed Ray Phoenix because they wanted to get Penta.
Robbie, you're a talent. You were a talent. You work for WCW and Florida Championship Wrestling. Look, once a company looks at you a certain way, regardless of how good you are, is there really anything you can do as a talent to get out of, change that perception, with the exception of leaving the company and proving yourself somewhere else?
No, because that's, I can use me as an example. Like, okay, so Florida Championship Wrestling, WCW, basically I was that enhancement guy. And then when I went to ECW, we went to the show and I was going to hopefully talk to Heyman. And I was talking to Fonzie and I said, hey, I asked Fonzie, how do I get a tryout? And Fonzie looked at me and goes, we don't use jobbers. So yes, once they look at you as a certain way, that's how they look at you. You kind of get labeled. And granted, Fonzie didn't see me on the indies where I reinvented myself.
That's what was crazy to me, man. It's the fact that he called you. I get it why he would, because of WCW, but you were at the top level in the indies. You were considered one of the guys, that was selling tickets.
Yeah. I was one of the top guys, one of the draws on the indie scene where, I would get, yes, I worked for, RWA, but I also got calls from other people around Florida to come do shows.
How does that disconnect happen? And we'll get back to the show because that kind of boggles my mind a little bit. If a guy is a draw in the indies, he's selling tickets, right? And then you have a company like WCW come and they see that you're selling tickets, that you're a draw. They want you, obviously, to come to the company. That's how you end up with WCW. But then all of a sudden they're like, yeah, but this is what's going to happen. Like, where's that disconnect happen at?
It's whoever, I guess with the bookers, this is what they see, you just,
Yeah. Speaking of Johnny Gargano, guys, we go to the ring. Candice LeRae versus Jordynne Grace, and it doesn't get any better for Johnny Gargano because now Johnny Gargano is on the commentary's desk, laying on his stomach, kind of like he's a plank. Reminded me of back in the day when people were planking and taking pictures like a bunch of sheep. And then, look, match-wise, this was a much better match than I thought it was going to be. I thought that this was going to be a squash match, to be honest with you, but it wasn't. This was a decent match. But how did they finish this match? Oh, Johnny simply getting up and starting to walk away is what cost Candice LeRae the match, allowing Jordynne Grace to beat her. Here's my question, guys. Did they make the right call, Robbie, by giving Candice LeRae that much offense against Jordynne Grace, the one that they're trying to build to be that woman that could take it to Jade, right?
Yes.
Or did they make her look weak, Robbie?
It didn't help Jordan's case. I thought the same thing. I thought, okay, this can be a squash because you're trying to make Jordan this, powerhouse. But see, now we're going to contradict here a little bit. We'll contradict. We'll go Obafemi and Miz. Look at how Jordan's bigger than Candice, and okay, most everybody in that arena knows, okay, Jordynne Grace was a power lifter. Candice is just a wrestler. So now here's the controversial. They went by experience with Candice because she's been in the business so long that you had your experience, but it should have been a squash match with Jordan.
Yeah, and the way they had Jordan win this match, Grizzle, was she had to win it with Candice LeRae being distracted. And before you answer that, Bob Cook, our co-host, says it's called the mystery of wrestling as to why this happens and that does it. Grizzle, same question. Do you think that they gave Candice LeRae way too much offense considering how, they're supposed to be building Jordynne Grace the way they, she's the one that's quite possibly, she lost to Jade Cargill once, but she's the one that possibly is going to take it off of her. Maybe. Did they make her look weak?
Yeah, they gave Candice too much offense. I agree. And I also agree that, it's kind of contradictory to Oba and The Miz earlier. They did, should Candice gotten a little offense in? Sure, why not? We need to have, somewhat of a match. The Gargano thing, once again, I don't know why, but when they give you that cut shot and you just see him kind of planking wherever, it makes me fucking laugh, which I know is what they want. They want you to kind of go and chuckle. I just get this idea they're doing something. I don't know what, but there's going to be a payoff to it at some point.
No,
but it makes me chuckle, and I don't know why.
And this is the thing. That's what I do. I think it's so ridiculous. I kind of laugh. And not in a ha-ha, I love this, but this is so stupid. I don't like it type of a laugh.
See, that's not me. I laugh at it kind of going, okay, this is kind of comical.
But this is the thing. For me, it looks like they're actually trying to get the reaction of being empathetic to him, not so much laughing at him. Of oh, poor Johnny. And I think that this, I don't know, man. I question creative because Gargano is one of the better wrestlers. I think
He
he's
is,
amazing.
and I don't know why. I get this feeling that one day we're going to be on the show talking about it, and we're going to be talking about the reward to this.
This is you know what the reward's going to be. They're going to introduce. They're bringing back the 24/7 fucking title.
Not necessarily. I don't know why. Just something. Something says that we're going somewhere with this. I don't know why. And I don't laugh at it like this is so stupid. I just see him kind of planking and I kind of go, and then I go back to the match. It's a quick chuckle. Like last week when everybody's arguing about the box and the camera pans back and there's Johnny planking on the box. I don't know why. It just kind of makes me chuckle. It bugs me a little bit because it is kind of a stupid storyline. But now I want to kind of see where they're going with it, which in reality, if you're a WWE, you're creative, and you're trying to get people to watch your TV, what do you want to do? You want to hook a fucker like me that goes, okay, I want to see what they're doing with this. Because what am I going to do? I'll tune in. Well, no, I'll tune in next week because I have to watch the show to talk about it with you guys. But, I'm going to tune in going, okay, what are we doing, Johnny, this week? Okay, all right. Because I'm waiting for that payoff.
Robbie, are they hooking you with this? Are you tuning in just so you can see the fucking payoff?
No.
Or are you like, this is just fucking ridiculous?
Yeah, it's just fucking ridiculous.
I didn't say they were doing it to hook Robbie or to hook KG. They're doing it to hook the fans.
Well,
the normal fans. We're not the normal fans. We're not the fans that they want to fucking do anything. We're the guys who criticize this shit. We're a little bit different. They want the fan that's buying the T-shirts and the posters and the merch, and going, oh my God, WWE 2K26 comes out on March 13th. I've already pre-ordered my copy so I can get Joe Hendry as the pre-order bonus pack. Cheap plug.
Have you not met today's wrestling fans? You talk about we criticize. I don't even consider what I do criticize. I just share what I like and I don't like.
Okay, we don't criticize. We critique. We critique.
Yeah.
We review.
There you go.
Recap. We don't criticize. We don't
put our
make
opinions in.
Yes, there we go. So we're not the average. So like I said, it kind of like, I don't know why, but it just got me where I want to see where they're going with it.
No, let's critique the next. Let's critique the next segment. It's not really a segment. It's more of a video. It's more of an advertisement, but at the same time, and I'm like, what? And what it is it's the Stephanie McMahon's podcast. What's your story? And here we have Powerhouse Hobbs, Royce Keys, whatever the fuck you want to call him, talking about how he cries. Now, look, we all cry. Don't get me wrong. But this is a man that is being, and I'm talking kayfabe wise, right? This guy that's, I'm assuming he's going to show up to kick ass. Talk about how he's crying, I don't know what they're doing with him or where he's going. I'm so lost with this, Robbie, or Grizzle, start with you. So lost with this, man.
Okay, well, one, I watched the interview they had. It was a very good interview, and out of context, that whole why he cries, but he talked about being a dad, and he talked about his son and his wife and being on the road, so the whole story. What's your story with Stephanie McMahon is not, they don't use that for storyline on these shows.
But that's what, time out for a second. That's what's confusing me, because normally when they do what's your story, they just show one clip of this week and then you don't see anything else. This is the third time now they've pushed this episode with him in it, and that's this week's
episode.
But it almost looked like that they're trying to create this type of a storyline or this character starting from this episode. That's what it seems like to me.
No, I will have to disagree with you on that one.
I'm not saying that's what they're doing. I'm saying that's what it seems like.
Well, I know that's what it seems like. Yeah, okay, I see it. But because if you watch the show, and anybody who watches the show, and I'm not going to assume that a lot of people who watch SmackDown watch the podcast because they probably don't care. They don't have time because they got to go watch the super indie terrific match from, last night. But what's your story is more like behind the scene where they talk about their lives. Same with The Undertaker. Same with Cody Rhodes and, his, whatever his podcast is. They're all kind of the same. I don't know why I know why they advertise them during SmackDown and Raw because they want to build the audience. But I also don't understand why, because it doesn't fit with storyline and things like that. You're not going to see Royce Keys come into the ring going, "I cry." He's not going to do that. This is showing the other side of Royce
Hope
Keys.
is WWE.
Yeah, well, they don't. No, they haven't done it before, and I don't see them doing it again.
By the
These
way,
podcasts seem to be separate from like the storyline.
Now, by the way, you're saying like Cody Rhodes' podcast, the behind the scenes, the stuff.
I couldn't remember the name of Cody Rhodes' podcast.
But this is the thing, you forgot to say, actually, on a smaller level, kind of like your podcast, because your guests come on, professional wrestlers, people like Ross Hart, amongst others.
Very good interview, by the way.
Thank you. That, we talk about real life stuff. We don't just talk about professional wrestling. Thank you very much. Robbie,
we're not getting 1.k million views in a day.
Yeah, well, hopefully one day. Robbie, you see where I'm going with this? That, I get what Grizz was saying, but because of how they're doing it, it almost seems like they're setting us up for something with a character that they're building, starting with the show. I get that they're not, according to Grizzle, but it kind of seems like a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, why you would do that segment for this makes no sense. Because how long was the podcast or show?
It was an hour and like 40 minutes. It was a pretty lengthy interview for,
Okay, so but you would think you would take different pieces, maybe not.
Well,
that
they have.
I know they have.
Him talking about his kids.
Right.
Yeah, but you didn't know he was talking about his kid.
Well, yeah, he did. He said his kids. They talked about kids. All three of them talked about kids.
Well, but on the segment when they showed it tonight.
Well, no, this segment was kind of a little out of context. This one
that's
was
what
kind
I'm
of a
saying.
little bit odd.
He didn't say my kids. Oh, I cry. That's it was just if he'd said my kids, I'm not there, or I miss them.
Well, and to put it into context, they talk about, and he talks about how he was raised with it, and he says it's okay for a man to cry. And he cries, and that's why he's kind of letting people know that, hey, don't be ashamed, don't be, feel like you're less of a man because of this.
Right.
We cry, I cry. And that's what he's talking about.
You know what it is? I think that in my head, I'm like, oh, well, they're trying to book this overly emotional character. His fucking name, Royce Keys, right? If it would have been Powerhouse Hobbs talking about, Minnie could cry and gave a little bit more context. Well, okay, just cool. Here's this really big, tough guy talking about how it's okay for men to cry, right? But when it's Royce Keys, it's like, I don't know, man. It just seems weird.
I think bottom line, we're putting way too much emphasis on a commercial for the WWE.
But you know what? But this is the thing. If I thought this, and if Robbie thought this, I bet there's a shit ton of other people who thought it as well.
Or a shit ton of people might go, I'm going to watch the podcast, find out what he's talking about.
Which, by the way, you guys should watch that podcast because it is a really good podcast, not just with him on it, with all of our guests. I actually enjoy the podcast. Her and Cody's podcast, actually. I just haven't had a chance to catch this one yet. But to get off of this again, bottom line is I think it was just an advertisement for Stephanie's podcast, What's Your Story? Next, we go to backstage with Raquel Rodriguez. Talked with Kathy Kelly. And once again, we see Jay walk up and she tells Raquel that you better, who doesn't care about you is Liv Morgan. Saying how she set her up because if she wins, she's going to be facing Jade. Again, Jade saying, Raquel better care about herself because Liv doesn't care about you. Kind of planting that seed, I think. But basically what Jade is saying is that, man, if you win the Elimination Chamber, you're really not winning because you got to face me. So, and it goes back to Liv picking Stephanie Vaquer at WrestleMania. Robbie, your thought about this backstage segment?
I just think they had with Jade tonight. She was just like the shit stirrer.
Pretty much.
Just to go by everybody that was in the Elimination Chamber and kind of throw her 2 cents in and just start stuff.
Now, part of that also was B-Fab and Meechin saying Jay's not going to be champ long, and Jay says, then do something. Why are they even bothering with this, Grizzle? We know goddamn well that Jay's going to run once again through BFAB because they haven't done anything different in BFAB. And she's going to run pretty much through Mission as well. To me, that's just a waste of time. Not something I'm even getting invested in.
It's not. They're obviously not. But to go back to what Bob said a few minutes ago, it's called the mystery to wrestling as to why this happens and what this doesn't. It's kind of why I don't know. It's just it's quote Robbie. It's wrestling. We're just gonna go with that one. And no, Jade appearing on all the promos or whatever is just kind of a stupid way to promote the Elimination Chamber because the winner of that chamber is going to face her. So she's just trying to get inside everybody's head.
Right.
Is it the way to go into the Elimination Chamber? I don't know.
Right. Next, we get a video of AJ Lee, AJ Styles. It's a tribute video to him. Let's take a time out for a second because I'm getting so sick of hearing this. Listen, everybody, all of you turds who keeps on repeating the same thing, how the only reason WWE offered AJ Styles to be inducted into the Hall of Fame was because he was about to sign a big fat contract with AEW. No, he wasn't. Even AJ has come out and said, there was never even a thought in my head about going to fucking AEW. Guys, just fucking stop. Jesus Christ. Just stop. He's been inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame because he fucking deserves it. He's earned it. He busted his ass for 10 years. Not, that's just 10 years with WWE, much less the rest of his career. Jesus fucking Christ, man.
Yeah, I didn't get to talk with you guys on Tuesday when you did the Raw review. Yeah. But to end the show with that, I don't think they could have done anything better than to end the show with that night. And when Undertaker came out to let him know, and you saw the look in AJ's face, I will admit it, the Grizz might have gotten a little teary-eyed for a second because I was really excited for AJ. Yeah. And you could tell that he wasn't they could not have ended that show any better. They didn't need to go home for Elimination Chamber. It was great,
Right.
And AJ's wife is really fucking tiny.
Yeah.
That is a little woman. That looks like he's in there with his daughter.
You notice tonight I've said, overall the show considered as to go home. I didn't talk about that for Raw just because of what Raw was this week. Mm-hmm. It was about AJ Styles, right? So I didn't give a shit about it being the go home show. Because again, a great legend, and yes, I call him a legend. One of the great ones, AJ Styles retiring. This was a tribute show to him in many ways. I didn't need it. I didn't need Raw to end with it making me excited for the Elimination Chamber. No, I love the way it ended. I agree with you. It was perfect, 100% perfect. Now SmackDown, on the other hand, sorry guys. Next we go backstage with Fatu working out, getting ready, for his match. And Cody Rhodes walks up and tells Fatu, I know it's going to be weird for you to hear this, but I kind of hope it is you who wins tonight. And then Sammy comes up and he's like, Fatu, I know it wasn't me that attacked Jey Uso, but I'm not sure if it was you or not, because after all, it's a little weird that instead of you being worried about your cousin and you being at the hospital, you're here trying to take a spot. Fatu goes off on Sammy, talking about fuck you. They didn't say that, but basically what it was fuck you, Sammy. You want to run your mouth about shit, dude. But let's talk about Drew McIntyre, how he screwed Cody. He screwed me. You're the only one that didn't get the boot for that freaking qualification, that qualifier match for the Elimination Chamber. So I don't know what's going on between you and Drew. And then Sammy, I'm sorry. I'm just going through it, blah, blah, blah. Same bullshit last week, except for Cody Rhodes. But Robbie, is this hooking you, man? Is this drawing you into, whoa, what's going on with Sammy? What are they doing with Sammy?
No, it's making him look pathetic.
Yeah.
It's just like weak and pathetic. It's just, why they're doing that with him is the only thing I can think that they're trying to play the sympathy card, to the fans for Sammy. That's kind of my take on it.
Are they though? Because him exploding the way he does and flipping over the tables and losing his mind. That's kind of a heelish thing, really.
I don't even think it's a huge thing. I think it's just making him look like a whiny little bitch.
Yeah.
Which is a heel thing. Let's not forget, guys. Let's not forget that when Sami Zayn's a heel, that's exactly what he is. He's the whiny heel. Always have been.
I'm not saying that. This one's just not even making a whiny heel. It's just making him like a little crybaby.
Yeah.
I already said this. Flip over a table. I'm going to go have a tantrum. Wham. Go to my room. Slam.
I know that is not
listen to my teenage daughter sometimes. You don't understand me. Slam. Okay.
I know that is not making me want to tune in to SmackDown to see if Sami Zayn's finally getting some fucking help. It's making me not want him to even be on my TV. I don't know what's going on, what they're planning on doing with him. Here's a big question, though. With them doing all of this for so long with Sami Zayn, do you think Sami Zayn is going to ever get that belt, that title, that world title? Do you think he's going to at least have one run as the champion, the Grizzle?
With this build? No.
No, considering
in general?
Just because for a long time now, they've been kind of playing this thing that he's going.
I think when it comes down to it, where Sami decides this is my last, run, maybe towards the end of that contract, yes, because it's Sami Zayn. That's their way of saying, "Hey, thank you for everything you've done." Because regardless of whether it's his character or it's the weird conspiracy theory heel, or he's back and forth with KO, or now he's the whiny little crybaby, whatever they're doing with him now. When he gets in that ring, he gives it his all and he entertains the fans. So, and of course, here's Bob to disagree with me.
Nope.
I could see it.
Yeah. What about you, Robbie? By the way, part of me is wondering if they're setting something up for there to be something, and I said this, I think, last week, that's going to happen between him and KO at WrestleMania. It's going to be a year. I think it is a year or close to it that KO left, and then you have to have neck surgery. I can see them hold his return until WrestleMania to be one of the big surprises, because Sami Zayn's not involved in anything with WrestleMania yet. I have a hard time believing that he's not going to be part of WrestleMania. I really do. Robbie?
I think they're going to bring the bloodline back. That's what they're setting up. I'm kidding. No, I'm kidding you. I'm kidding.
You best be kidding.
I was kidding you. Yeah, I don't, it's hard to say what they're going to do.
But to answer your question, you think he's going to ever get that title run?
See, I'm just not invested in Sami. I've never been a Sami fan. Right. My point, I don't I know he's over, but I know part of that's because of being in the bloodline. That Roman made those three guys.
Right.
It's possible towards the end, like Grizz said, with his, when he decides it's, I'm gonna hang him up. That I could probably see it just because.
Yeah. Oh, man, and we're still not done with the show. Next, we go with the women's tag match. The Irresistible Force, Nia Jax, Lash Legend versus Rhea Ripley and Io Sky.
Pardon my ignorance on this. Did I miss a memo? When did they become the Irresistible Force?
You know what? I thought tonight, I'm like, you know what? This is exactly
when did they get a name?
Hold on. When they announced that was their name, the Irresistible Force, the first thing that went through my mind was, that's how you tell us to run the titles without telling us to run the titles, because now they have a name. Why do they have a name? Well, now because they're going to be the new champions, and but I'm like you. I think this is the first time that.
Okay. So I didn't miss anything. No. I was confused. I'm like, I watch this shit religiously. I have to.
Yeah. Now,
when did they become?
I was happy. I was happy when they won, and I tell you why. I am sick of this feud between Rhea Ripley and Io Sky. I'm so sick with these two ladies against Nia Jax and Lash Legend. I'm like, hopefully this means that Io and Rhea is going to split up, not badly, but Io is going to do her singles thing now. Rhea's going to return to doing her singles thing now. Partially, I'm wondering if Rhea's going to be the one who's going to win the Elimination Chamber match. This is why they did it as well. But I'm so glad this is done with, because I don't want to see a match between these four anymore. Grizzle?
I'm with you. I'm glad it ended this way. And the match wasn't bad either. So, because,
No,
we
it wasn't.
criticized Lash and Nia a lot.
It's like the Cody Rhodes and McIntyre thing. It's not that they're bad in the ring. They're both, they're great performers. It's Jesus Christ. We're over the. We're sick.
Well, no, in this case, there were nights where it was that Lash and Nia were bad in the ring. This is, we're not that's like comparing apples to, horse droppings. Sorry. Two totally different things, because we have been very critical of Nia and Lash in the ring before because they've been hella sloppy. But in this case, it gelled. The match was okay. I have no problem with it. But like you said, the Irresistible Forces, I'm like, well, now they have a name. Okay, they won. All right. I would love to see Rhea and Jade. I would love to see that match. I think that would be a beautiful match. And with Io, I can see they're now maybe getting involved in the Asuka, abusing Kyrie storyline, because now Io doesn't have to do the Rhea Ripley tag team thing.
Right. Yeah, I agree. Robbie?
Yeah, I mean, there was a couple moments you could see a few, things that were slow in this match. It was okay. But now the feud you're going to see probably, unless they split them up, you're going to probably see Charlotte and Alexa versus Nia and Lash. I have a feeling that's where they're going to go with that, and that you're going to get burnt out on that one too. But
I'll be honest with you, and I'm sure you both may disagree with me, but I think that having a women's tag team belts, I don't think they should, because there's just not enough tag teams in the women's division. They literally have to throw people together. Why don't you create a tag team division first, where you actually have legit tag teams that, even if you have to create them, but then you have your tag team division and then you introduce the title, because this is the same, 2 or 3 teams?
Right. But you could, if, and they didn't screw it up, you could bring there's a few teams that are down on NXT and the girls are good.
You could.
You have JC Jane and Fallon Henley. You have, the two that are together, and I can't think of, I'm drawing a blank now. But they have I think, is it Regal's son that they were part of the team or whatever? Is it? And I can't think of their name. I don't know why.
The new group that they've got, that's all the children of, is that the group you're talking about?
Yeah, I can't
think of the name, but it's that group. Everybody's a kid's. It's Regal's son, Brian Pillman's son.
No,
Finley's
Pillman's son's not in there. Isn't like Regal? He was part of a team though, and then
he was part of a group called the No Quarter Catch Crew.
Right,
and then they brought he's not in that group anymore now. Now there's a new group, which is the sons and daughters of former talent.
Right, but they brought one girl in that was with them, and then they brought another girl in, and then they took him out. And the two are tag team, and they're good. So you have some teams down on, NXT that you could actually bring up and use. Because, I mean, JC Jane and Fallon Henry are good. They've been together long enough that, that they would hold their own up there. I mean, JC showed that she could, she held herself, in the Rumble.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, they're just throwing teams together. I mean,
Right. But that's part of the problem. Is why you get tired of seeing them in a ring with one another, is because it's the same ones. They don't have enough. And as you said, I don't know why they don't bring these teams then to the main roster, because you need that tag team in the women's division. Next we go Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss. It's the same thing they've been doing. Charlotte's like, it doesn't bother me. You win, blah, blah, blah. In the Elimination Chamber, Alexa's like, it's okay to be bothered by it. The Kiana James and Julia come in, and then Jade then joins in and tells them good luck. I mean, you had to go 3 hours. You had to do 3 hours, and now it's like you have to have all this filler because you don't have enough shit to cover 3 hours, Grizzle.
Well, yeah, as soon as it went to 3 hours, it just went to more promos. If you cut down all the promos, you could cut it back down to 2 hours, easy enough. But USA wants commercials, wants to sell commercial spots, so and they don't have a show to follow SmackDown right now. When they have a show to follow SmackDown again, when some comes back for season 2 or 3, or Braun Strowman goes and eats more stuff, which has been renewed for season 2, SmackDown will go back down to 2 hours.
Yeah. Next, guys, we go to Solo Sikoa at MFTs telling Nick Aldis that he needs to do something about the YS6. And Nick Aldis like, no, actually, you're the guys. You're the ones that attacked him. He won the match. He's like, but this is what I'm going to do next week. Number 1 contendership, because those tag team belts, they need to be defended. This is what kills me. You're on Solo Sikoa about that in MFTs. How many times have we seen the YS6 defend those fucking belts when they had them? They weren't even on TV. Like, really? Robbie?
Yeah.
Man?
Yeah, I totally agree with that. So
Grizzle.
I predict the number 1 contenders are going to be the White 6.
Get out of here.
I know. Shocking.
This is why, I literally put my notes a big old Y and circled it. You now go to a video. And what is this video of? Nia Jax, Lash Legend winning the tag team titles. We just seen it less than 5 minutes ago. Why the fuck are we watching a video of it?
In case somebody just tuned in. Hello.
Backstage, Kathy Kelly with Nia Jax, Lash Legend, is saying, next week we're going to celebrate. And Kathy's like, yay. And they're like, you're not invited. I don't care. Did nothing for me. Next, we get a video. CM Punk, Chicago video, basically. There's to hype up CM Punk and all things CM Punk. It's okay. Next, we get Randy Orton and Alexa Jesus, and Aleister Black. Randy Orton's like, the fucking voices in my head, they're getting out of control. Nobody can stop them, but they're getting out of control. And Randy told him, Aleister, at the Elimination Chamber next week, I'm going to deal with you. Aleister Black's like, good. This is part of the plan. After Randy walks away. Finally, the main event. Logan Paul with Heyman and Austin Theory versus Fatu. Decent match. The masked man shows up, though. But, Logan Paul snatches his ass, takes that mask off, and everybody's like, what the fuck is this? Security comes, removes him. Kind of ignores it after that. Nothing else is said, but they say stuff. Who's that? That's it. And then Drew McIntyre comes in and hits Fatu in the head. I think with the title. Helping Logan Paul win the match. Grizzled, I know you had issues with it. I didn't because I like Logan Paul. So him being in the Elimination Chamber match.
Oh, I got no problem with that. I got no problem with Drew coming in and after the distraction and, hitting him in the head with the belt so Paul could win. Got no problem with that finish. I had no issue with that. Okay. That was good.
Sure.
It was a stupid mask man shit.
Oh, yeah.
Because they pull the mask off. You see the guy sitting there. They're like, what? And then he goes away. Because I'm afraid what we're going to find out is next week, the mask man. Oh, yeah, mask. Well, wait a minute. That's not the fucker that was the mask last week. Oh, here comes the other mask man. Well, fuck, it's not. As soon as they did that thing, the first thing I'm thinking is, fuck, we're going to have like 7 black scorpions before it's finally revealed that the masked man is Ric Flair. I'm like, as soon as they did it with it, I'm going, no shit. We're not just going to unmask a bunch of fuckers before we finally get to the real fucker who's never been under the mask anyway. It's whoever they send out who, hey, you indie wrestler from Saskatoon, go out there and do a curb stomp.
I think the very first time it was going to be the guy who's under the mask when he attacked Braun Breaker. I think that one time. After that, I think it's been different people. But look, we all know. I mean, come on. Let's stop acting like we don't know that it's fucking Jon Moxley. Jesus Christ, people.
It is not Jon Moxley, goddammit. I've already told you it's Chuck Taylor.
No.
But no, that's the part.
I honestly think it's either Jon Moxley or you gave it away with other name or Ric Flair.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, that's the part of the finish I didn't care for, though, because I don't want to see a bunch of unmaskings and it's just some different fucker every week until they finally unmask the guy who's supposed to be, the guy, but it's never been the guy, because they're not going to have that guy come out every week just to do one thing. So,
yeah,
I don't want a bunch of unmaskings, and that's what I'm afraid they're going to fucking do.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I mean, the match, I have no problem with the match. I'm
no problem with the match. Okay, I apologize for my confusion.
Yeah, so yeah, I thought it was good. Robbie?
Yeah, match was good. Had no problem with the way they ended it. And I really didn't have a problem with the mask guy either. So, you kind of went, okay, where everybody's like saying it's this guy. Now you pulled the mask off and it's nobody knows who it is. So I didn't have a problem with it.
Right.
To me, it didn't matter who was going over, Fatu or Logan. I liked either one. So I thought either one would be a good choice for tomorrow.
Yeah.
Do you see what I mean, though, Robbie? Do you see them doing this, though, where they just keep unveiling mask guys and it's a different fuck every time until we finally have the big, there'll be like 9 mask guys, then the final real mask guys really fucking in there.
Right. Well, by the time if they do that, by the time you get to the real mask guy, yeah, you've already, because you've dicked around all that time now, that by the time you get to the real guy, nobody cares.
Exactly. That's what I'm worried is going to happen.
Before we end the show, let's talk about Elimination Chamber match tomorrow night, or the PLE actually.
Okay.
What are your predictions?
What are the matches? Only like 4.
1, 2, 3.
Yeah, 4 matches.
Yeah. We have so basically a Raw.
So kind of like the Rumble was.
Yeah. So Becky Lynch versus AJ Lee for the Women's Intercontinental Championship. I think AJ's gonna take it. Grizzle?
AJ.
Yeah.
They're Robbie? In Chicago. It's the big moment for AJ.
Yeah, I'm gonna go against you and I say Becky keeps it.
Okay.
Fuck you, Robbie.
CM Punk versus Finn Balor for the World Heavyweight Championship. CM Punk's keeping it.
CM Punk.
Yeah, Punk's going to keep it. Punk's going to keep it, and I'm going to go along with the AJ is going to win the women's belt, and then we're going to have the husband and wife in the ring with their belts at some point in time in a moment for the show because they're in Chicago.
I think the big takeaway with the CM Punk Finn Balor isn't even going to be CM Punk winning. I think it's going to be how he won. I think there's going to be some fuckery with a Judgment Day that's going to cost Finn Balor the match. And it's going to be Dom. Hopefully that will finally begin that storyline with the feud between Finn Balor and Dom so that we can then get Finn Balor back chasing the title. I miss the babyface Finn Balor. I miss the demon.
I don't see that. I see it going to be a straight match with a straight win. And then the next week night on Raw, you're going to have Balor pissed as fucking hell asking JD and Dom, where were you last night? When I needed you to back me up, where were you? And they're, whoa, and Finn's just going to go, you know what? No. And then that's going to set it up.
Well, that's still
we need to have a clean match between Punk and Balor. One fair, clean match.
Yeah. Fair enough.
I just want to see Demon Finn Balor myself, but yeah.
And again, fair enough. That's still fuckery though within Judgment Day that it needs to happen because I'm sick of this fucking 2-year storyline that they haven't pulled the trigger on yet.
Let's see what we got here. Win, lose, or draw, CM Punk.
Yeah.
Circus,
Win, lose, or draw with AJ. And those
abs, so he
wins.
wins. Okay.
Next, we go Tiffany Stratton versus Rhea Ripley versus Alexa Bliss versus Osaka, Jesus, Asuka. Gosh, versus Kiana James versus Raquel Rodriguez in the women's elimination chamber match, guys. Who are we taking that's going to win the women's elimination chamber? I think that, man, part of me wants to say it's be Rhea Ripley, but at the same time, the other part of me wants to be Alexa Bliss.
I guess I'll jump in. So yeah. I've got my two. I'd say part of me says Rhea, and the other part says Tiffany.
Yeah.
I'm with Robbie. I want Rhea, but I see Tiffany getting us so she can get that belt back from Jade.
I don't want Rhea. I'll tell you why. Nothing against Rhea. I like Rhea. I'm a fan of Rhea's. We've seen her too many times in WrestleMania going after the belt. It's been at least twice.
Well, yeah, you got a point on that one. I'll give you that.
Different. Now, does that mean I'm going to be angry if Rhea wins? No. Never be angry about seeing Rhea, especially at WrestleMania, right? She's a phenomenal talent. I just want something different.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't mind seeing her with Jade because I'm kind of curious to see how Jade and her will go.
Right. You're right. And, when I said Alexa Bliss, thinking that part of me wants to see her, I forgot that it's Jade that holds the title. And I think that, I don't know, I mean, with Jade being so dominant and Alexa being so small, I think it'd be a lopsided match if they gave Alexa even, a good amount of offense. I don't know, Grizzle. What do you think about that?
Jade and Alexa would be kind of an odd pairing because, like you said,
Right.
Jade's so not and Alexa's so tiny. But we've seen that style of match before. I'm going with Tiffany just because, like I said, we'll get that rematch. She's going to get the belt back from Jade because Jade defeated her to get that title.
Yeah. I tell you what, if you thought
defeated her very dominantly too. It wasn't.
If you thought Jade looked more dominant than Tiffany last time they faced, I think Jade's going to even look that much more dominant because of all the weight that Tiffany Stratton has lost. Robbie?
Now I kind of agree with that. If Tiffany wins, I have a feeling they're going to give her the belt back.
Yeah.
Depending on, but here's the thing. So that just sets up WrestleMania. Depending when this bodybuilding contest is,
right?
Tiff could probably go back and put the weight back on.
Right. Yeah. The men's elimination: Randy Orton versus LA Knight versus Cody Rhodes versus Javon Evans versus Trick Williams versus Logan Paul. You know what's funny? I realized this tonight in the opening segment when I seen all the men, with the exception of Logan Paul. I'm a professional wrestling traditionalist. I like having my baby faces in my heels, right? So we can boo. Randy Orton, babyface. LA Knight, babyface. Cody Rhodes, babyface. Javon Evans, babyface. Trick Williams, I don't consider him a babyface or a heel. He's kind of that anti-hero a little bit. I like him, so he's going to get cheered. Logan Paul is the only one that's regularly get booed.
Right.
I think that, gosh, I don't want it to be, but Cody Rhodes is going to take it.
I agree. It's going to be Cody, and then somehow they're either going to get Jacob in there for a triple threat, or they're really going to go fucking balls to the wall, and we're going to get a fatal four-way, and Sammy's going to get his shot in there too.
Yeah, I hope not. But Robbie?
Yeah, I hope not, Cody. I mean, I would rather see Trick or Logan. But I don't think so. I have a feeling it's going to be Cody.
Yeah. Yeah,
I don't think Trick's still not ready for the for a Mania like main event yet. He's going to be at Mania, and he's going to have one of those matches that probably steals the fucking show, but I don't think he's ready yet.
But Logan is, because Logan's already showed he's done.
Well, yeah, match. Logan is, yes, but they're not going to have a heel versus a heel, so it has to go to Cody. Unfortunately, which is why I want them to get Jacob, and if they have to, Sammy involved in it. Honestly, the way they're going with it, I wouldn't mind seeing a fatal 4-way with Sammy in there. Maybe that could be where Sammy gets that belt and he gets that one shot, because in a fatal 4-way, anything can happen. Look at Dominic when he became Intercontinental Champion. It'd be a way to get the belt on Sammy. You have a couple feuds, and then you can pass it on to Jacob or Cody down the road, or back to Drew.
True. Guys, back to SmackDown. Oh man, I give it a C+ tonight, just because it's a go home show, but it didn't do anything to excite me for tomorrow, to be honest with you. Matches were fine. It's nothing to do with anything that talent did. I just think the way it was booked and was creative. C+. Robbie?
B-.
Yeah. Grizzle?
I'm going to go in the middle of all you. I'm just going to say a C, just because of it started off with a, oh, holy shit, what's going on? Fuck, okay. And then it just kind of.
Yeah. Bob Cook thinks that Logan Paul's going to take it.
Be interesting, but
yeah,
I'm going to have to say no.
Yeah, we'll see.
I mean, I would love to see it, but I have a feeling it's Cody.
Yeah, I do too. I think that, unfortunately, Cody is going to get the title back at WrestleMania. And when I say unfortunately, it's not because I don't like Cody. Cody's very talented. I like Cody Rhodes. The problem is that I want different. I just want something different. Now, if they have Cody Rhodes turn heel at WrestleMania and he wins the title and we get a heel run with Cody Rhodes having that title, okay, that's cool, because that would be different. But I want something different. I just want something fucking different.
So go with my idea. Let's do a fatal 4-way, put it on Sammy.
Well, right. No, I would.
That'd be different
with that. But I'm saying, unfortunately, I think it's going to be Cody, though.
I don't know. If they do a triple threat or a 4-way match, they could put it on Jacob or Sammy without screwing over Cody, because, I mean, shit like that can happen. So if they do a multi-man match, I could see Cody not winning the belt at Mania. And a straight one-on-one against Drew, yes, it's going to go to Cody.
Yep.
If they do a multi, they can sneak in somebody else, or a Drew gets a retain, and then Cody doesn't lose any of his luster, because that shit happens in multi-man matches.
Yeah, we'll see. Let's wrap this up, guys. Hold on, one more comment, then we're going to wrap this up, because Robbie needs to get to bed. It says it's all about the money, and Cody will draw more merchandise money than Logan or Drew combined. So that's true too. Robbie, anything you want to promote before you go get your beauty sleep?
Well, let's see, what time is it? It's almost, it's 1. I'll be up at 2:30 when the wife gets up, so I'll at least get maybe an hour worth of sleep. Well, let's move.
Tell me you're taking a nap sometime today. Shit.
No, I did stuff around the house. I was at the gym at 5, and then I came home and.
No, I mean, after all this, you're gonna get a nap in there sometime later today, right?
Well,
on Saturday.
When she gets back to bed, then when she leaves for work at 3:30, I'll probably fall asleep till about 5, and then I'll be up and rolling for the rest of the day. So
you are more of a man than I.
Yeah, Bob's going to the gym. Good for you, Bob. Good for you. Proud of you for being so devoted to that.
You go to the gym for me, Bob. I know.
Well, there you go. I trained legs for you this morning, Mike.
Okay, that's why my legs are so sore. God damn. Yeah, I'm feeling the burn.
All right, guys. I will be back tomorrow at 3:00 to do part 2 of an interview with Mike Kinney. Guys, please join me for that. It's going to be a really good interview. He's a former professional wrestler who does motivational speaking now, and he helps people when it comes to change, especially things like careers. So we'll be talking about that tomorrow. We will be back on. We may be back to do a review. We haven't discussed it yet. I'll post on social media, KG Landry on Facebook, if we'll be doing a review of Elimination Chamber. If not, we'll definitely be back on Tuesday night to talk about Monday Night Raw, the fallout from the Elimination Chamber. Until then, guys, you guys have a great weekend, and you guys enjoy WWE's Elimination Chamber.
Have a good evening, guys.
Good night.